Welcome to Network Marketing Pro. My name is Eric Worre, and today I'm here with a couple friends who are network marketing rock stars. Joe Occhiogrosso.
See you again.
How you doing?
Great.
Frank Marone.
Eric.
How are you?
Great.
You guys are Jersey boys.
We are.
Are you the original? Did they make the play and the movie about you?
Yes, it's a big lawsuit. We're working on it.
Really? You're the Jersey boys? Actually, a friend of mine invested in that. He said, yeah, I invested in this little Broadway play. You know, they needed like $100,000. So he invested $100,000 in the Jersey Boys when they started. Wow. And he makes over $100,000 a month ever since. Wow.
Residual.
Yeah, residual
income. There's something to talk about.
He saw something in the future and decided to give it a shot. Anyway, so thanks for coming in.
Very welcome.
I'm glad you guys are here. Yours is an interesting story, and the reason why I wanted to invite you, we invite people for 3 reasons. 1, if we like them. 2, if they're making $1 million a year or more in network marketing, because we believe success leaves clues. And 3, based upon the story. What's the story that people, is this going to appeal to a different group? Now, you are a couple of guys that decided that long before you got involved in network marketing, you were never going to do it.
Correct.
So, give everybody your background, however you want to do it. Your background, how, where you came from, up to the introduction to network marketing. Then we'll get into that after that.
I grew up in Staten Island, New York, and I was born and bred to do like what everyone else does, meaning that you go out, get a job at some point after you go to college, then have a couple of kids, get married, the whole thing, and retire one day. And it doesn't work that way, as we know. But my life went to Syracuse University, graduated, worked on Wall Street for about 23 years.
What'd you do?
A currency broker.
Currency broker. So what did you buy and sell currency?
We were brokers in between banks who were buying and selling currencies, yelling and screaming like lunatics.
That's
and
how we
Like
know
what you
each
see
other.
on the movies, like
Just
trading
like that.
places and
Yeah,
stuff. They're
yeah.
just like
Worse.
Worse. 24 hours, never closes.
Really?
Yeah, it was just stressful.
High stress.
High stress.
People
High stress.
popping pills, going crazy.
But the money was,
Depending on the
ridiculous.
decade, yes.
Yeah, the different things for different decades.
but the money was great. And we, both of us worked on Wall Street, and we're making a lot of money and enjoying life, but we were missing life. And we didn't know that until later on in life. We found something better, but
It was
here we
like
are.
invasive.
Yes. And you leave the house at 5:30 in the morning, get home at 7 o'clock at night. If you're not going out with clients, if you go out with clients, get home at 3 in the morning, and then get up get to work again at 5:30, 6 o'clock.
Was the Wolf of Wall Street that lifestyle?
That was exaggerated, but
exaggerated a bit.
Yeah.
But it was a pretty
wild.
crazy time.
Yes.
Yeah, this was institutional. That was more retail. So, but it was the 80s and 90s.
Yeah.
And, but technology was coming out, basically diving into our profits.
Sure.
We were necessary or as necessary.
Right.
Relationships still mattered, but the computer could do it faster.
Sure.
So that's
So it's like people used to be travel agents, and then they got eliminated in 1 minute, and all the 10% commissions disappeared.
yeah. Although there's still need for good consulting in travel or
Yes,
anything.
yes. But I'm just talking about people who
Yeah.
used to just sell airline tickets.
And then
now
literally
they do other package
Yep.
things.
And the business we were getting towards the end was just like courtesy, just for good old time's sake, as a favor, and that only lasts so long when he's got a boss.
Yeah, but you never think it's going to end. We figure we're here forever.
Sure.
And we're making great money and living the life. And then, after 20-something years in the business,
You could see
I saw the writing on the wall was coming. Like I saw that a computer system was coming out for trading that was going to really affect us, and it was getting worse each year. We're making
Is
less
that
money.
whatever they call it, the high volume trading thing?
It's just like a.
Is it like that?
It was
press a
actually
button.
before that. It was actually currencies a little more sophisticated. They had that like in the 80s. We thought, who's going to deal with that?
They press
And
a
that
button.
was,
They could talk to us instead. But little did we know that it was a quicker and faster way to do it.
Yeah.
And one day I'm sitting there just seeing it deteriorate a little bit over the years, and I got a tap on the shoulder, and it was like, we have to let you go.
Really?
And I'm like, and I'm one of the top people in the company. I'm like, really? Why? Well, you make too much money. We can't afford to pay you anymore. The numbers are down, and we don't need you. And I'm like, okay. Now here I am, in my 40s.
You think sometimes you think tenure and seniority is valuable, but in some situations
It's not.
it's the opposite of valuable.
Yeah.
You're a target.
Exactly.
Because every year you got a little bit of raise, a little bit of raise.
Or just
little
take
bit
an
of raise.
80% pay cut and stay there.
Yeah.
Who wants to
No
do
one's
that?
gonna do that.
We'll bring
You can
some
make that-
25-year-old in who can push the button for us.
Right, right.
And,
So go out and reinvent yourself now. In my 40s, I'm like, what am I going to do? And I knew Joe from the industry. He was out a couple of years before me. And he goes, I'm opening up a title insurance company with this gentleman, Bart Oates, from
When
the
was
New York
this?
Giants. This was
Oh, 3.
03.
Okay.
So he goes, you want to come in with us? We'll go partners. We'll call ourselves All-Pro Title. Bart's a football player, ex-football player. So I'm like, what do I have to really do? I don't know anything about title insurance. It's about relationships.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's what we do with the currencies. We get
sure.
friendly with people, and they dealt with us because of who we are.
Yeah.
Excuse me. So we ended up going into the title insurance business, which was great for a number of years, and didn't really cut back on the lifestyle because we still made enough money to live it. And then the economy hit us.
Then it just clobbered
2008,
everybody.
the real estate industry tanked, the mortgage industry went down the tubes, and we're like, now what do we do? And do we keep it going? Because it's month to month. The rates go up, the
Sure.
rates go down. So if the rates are down, we get more business. If the rates go up, it gets a little slow. So we're living month to month saying, what's going to happen next month? What's going to happen next month? And when it went up and down in the past, it always came back. And we said, well, it's down right now, but it's not.
It might come
We gotta
back
hang
still
out.
in
We
20
gotta
or
hang
30
back.
years.
Right, we got to hang in. So here we are with,
We're going to be
15
gone, but
We'll definitely be gone. But 15 employees, and we're just keeping the company going just to hope that it gets better. And month after month.
how much money is lost when people hoping for old industries to come back?
I'll tell you that right now. It wasn't pretty. So now we're keeping the company open. They don't want to fire anybody because if we fire a bunch of people and then it gets busy again, we can't handle the volume, then we lose all the business. So we kept it going, and now
We
we're
had
digging
about
into
a
our
$40,000,
homes.
$50,000 a month payroll without us. And of course, they get paid first.
And I always thought, like coming out of foreign exchange, working for someone, like my dream would always be to open my own company and be my own boss and all that stuff. Well, the great thing about owning a business, but the one thing people don't realize is that owning a business, you own a lot of debt
Obligation.
every month, an obligation to pay people. So we just started taking money out of our savings, taking money out of our houses. I had
That,
a-
it's just like you do this for 3 months. That was the last 3 years of profit. And for another 3 months, that's
And that's
Yeah.
after tax, buddy.
right.
Yeah.
So it's like the worst.
So we're dreaming it's going to get better.
But all along the way, while we were on Wall Street, all through, our 20s and 30s, people have been showing us an opportunity,
Yeah.
a network marketing thing.
Yeah.
And we were like, it's a pyramid.
It's just like, come
It's
on.
a pyramid. We're from New York. It's a pyramid.
Plus, automatic. It's so funny. I've done a million talks in New York, right? And everybody's just like, they just got,
Yeah.
they're just like, don't believe you.
Right.
Just don't believe you. You can say whatever you want. I don't believe you. It's like, nope, it's too much money.
Yep.
Sorry. So now it's true in varying degrees, but New York has kind of a pride
Yep.
in its cynicism.
Yeah.
It's like proud of
The
being
worst thing you
cynical.
could do is-
You're not going to pull one over on
Yeah,
me,
don't
buddy.
look like a fool.
You're not gonna pull one over on
You
me,
spent
pal.
$500 and you made nothing, you see?
Yeah, right. So you've been approached over the years, like I'm sure many powerful and successful people have. I mean, if you're great with people, and people are going to go, oh my gosh, you'd be on somebody's chicken list, and like, oh, if I can just get them interested, that would be
Yeah.
amazing.
Especially when we started the title company.
Sure.
Because we really networked in the community,
Yeah.
attorneys, agents, mortgage brokers. And so we were at parties and we were having a good time and we knew hundreds of people.
Yeah.
And I said, wow, this guy knows so many people. And we were still like, no thanks, no thanks. We're from New York. We get it.
Right.
It's not going to last. Plus, to be honest with you, Eric, well, wouldn't you like to make an extra $2,000-$3,000 a month?
It's like, come on.
I'll just sell some more title.
Right.
I'll just work a little harder at
Right.
my job.
Right.
And
And
just
keep
didn't
this
get
in
it.
because you have the obligations and everything else.
Yeah, but even what's fine so good, if we really wanted to work a little harder, we'd make more money.
Yeah.
But then that button wasn't there to push anymore.
And my biggest thing, like when I first got introduced to network marketing years and years ago, was a guy next to me in my, in foreign exchange. He would come in with like a bag of stuff. And after a while, people were like, enough already, right? Here
comes the guy with the bag of stuff.
Here he comes again. Here's that guy again. And I'm like, I don't want to be that guy.
Right.
Everyone's like, don't talk to him. He's going to try to sell you something.
Right.
That was network marketing to me. I'm like, I'm never doing that.
Yeah.
And like I said, we were in this industry for a while. Now, title insurance was going well. Started going downhill a little bit. We started digging ourselves into a major hole by I had credit lines in my house.
It's hard to let the cards fall
I
to the
had
floor.
credit line in the house, a mortgage in the house, 2 kids in college, 5 cars, expensive house in New Jersey, And now it's like, this could all crumble like this. And it was scary. And when people talk about you have to have a real strong why, my why wasn't about the money. Yeah, I needed the money, of course, but it's about my pride.
It's
I'm going to let people
about
down here.
pride and obligation.
I'm letting my family down.
Yep,
That
yep.
can't happen.
Right.
And thank God we found what we found after.
So, we don't talk about companies or products specifically on this because we want everybody to get the lessons from what you learned. But I think people join network marketing for one of two reasons, one of two main motivations. One is desperation. They're like, I gotta solve this major problem. And the other is inspiration. Somebody says, I'm looking for a career, I'm bored, I want a challenge, I want this, I want that. Yours is, you gotta solve some major problems because, so this is a guy thing. So the ladies listening to this may understand, may not. But the guy thing of put the world on my shoulders, I got it. I'll take care of it, you just relax. You tell the kids, it's okay, you just go to school. Just focus on your school, I got it. You tell the wife.
Try to shield them.
Yeah.
Yes, I got it, just keep
Let
putting it on.
some people sleep at night.
Yeah, just keep putting it on my shoulders. My shoulders are broad enough. It's a provider thing. It's a primal thing. So all of a sudden when that gets threatened, boy, it threatens you to the core.
Yep.
Gets a little scary. At least it's like, oof. Something's got to happen here. So
But we hear these stories about people living out of their cars and all that stuff to get into network marketing. That's not our story. Like we
Right.
were never like that. We always had a good life.
Right.
But we saw it
But you had a
going
lot of
away,
stress.
which
sure,
it's either time or financial freedom.
Right.
We couldn't get both.
Right.
We didn't think it was possible.
Right.
Until we found this.
And we had a certain, echelon. We didn't want to just get a regular paying job. We wanted to have a big paying job like we used to have.
Sure.
And we thought, can we actually use network marketing to get that really, multiple six-figure income?
Right.
And guys like you, and it's like if they're doing it,
Yeah.
maybe we can do it.
So tell me, because people came to you over the years, what did they finally say that caused you to listen? To just cause you to just go, okay, fine, give me the pitch one more time.
I think it was technology. I think because like 09, 10, the cell phones, the texting, we were victims of technology.
Yeah, and you saw how you could use it maybe?
Yes, and we weren't like tech savvy guys. I can't make my own website,
Right, right.
But then like you get 13-year-old kids making websites,
Right.
and we're start texting, and I'm like, now I get it. We need to touch thousands and thousands of people every day. We can do it from the phone, from home. And I said, I want to be on the front of this curve, regardless of the product. It's about moving product,
So
or services.
you being a victim of technology made you aware that maybe you could leverage technology.
Yeah, let me get ahead of it for a change.
Yeah, maybe I can get it working for me.
Exactly.
Interesting.
For me,
Was it a successful person that approached you?
He was okay.
Did it need to be?
He was, no.
For you?
We say all the time, a monkey
It
could have
could-
showed
it-
us the
it could've
video.
been- you were ready?
And,
Yes.
and it
yes.
really wasn't about like, well, now's the time for me. It was more like he was persistent.
Yeah.
And he kept, when can you do this? When can you look?
And he
When
did
can
do
you
it the
look?"
right way.
And we waited
He didn't
forever.
talk a
We
lot.
could just
He-
go, yes, let's see it.
Yeah.
We waited
How many times did you say no or not now to him?
5 or 10 times, somewhere in there.
Yeah, 5
And
to 10
finally,
times. So
I'm
a
like-
good lesson for people.
Yeah,
never
sometimes
give up
they'll go to a successful person. The person says they have no time. They say, okay, I'm done, and then they cross
Yes.
it off their list and
Yeah.
it's over.
Happy that they even did it once.
And imagine the people out there, and I know they exist, that came to you once and didn't come to you again, and now you're earning, over $2 million a year in commissions.
They're out there.
right?
We hear from,
Yeah, it's just
I
like,
should never give up on
man,
you.
I should have
Yeah.
never gave up.
Yeah.
What did I do? It's just painful, right?
And we get people like, let me see that thing again that
Yeah.
I passed up on 2 years ago.
Yeah, yeah,
You're
yeah.
still doing it, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to look at it now.
Yes,
Or they think you have a nice house and a nice car, he wouldn't be interested.
right.
And it's not the case.
The world's changing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, more and more people like yourselves, successful in business or experienced in business, maybe almost underwater, but still bringing in cash flow. Still
Oh, we still had assets. and
still
stuff. Yeah.
spinning the plates. Still making everything happen. But it's not just the guy living in the van down by the river that's doing this anymore.
Right.
The profession's growing up.
Yep.
It's maturing a bit. So you get involved. What was the first, oh, this is not what I thought this was at all? What was the first, wow, this is I thought it was something
Well,
different.
we're big integrity guys. If
Yeah.
you say we're going to show up on Tuesday, we show up.
Yeah.
I mean, it have to be like, literally like my mother's going to the hospital.
Right.
And even then I'm trying to get in touch with you and say I'm going to be late.
Right.
And like, just people don't show up.
Right.
And I was like, oh my God, this guy looked me in the eye at 5 o'clock, so I'll see you in a couple of hours. And MIA, you forget he even, he had like 10 people invited, 3 show up.
Yeah.
We weren't used to that.
So that was like,
Yeah.
whoa, people used to like respect my time and keep their word, and all of a sudden now they're not.
Yep.
That was weird.
Yeah.
Or how about you?
Same thing. I mean, we used to talk to a lot of different people, and you're going to get back from them. Everyone's got their own life that they're doing, whatever. So who's having a hard time with their job? Who's having a great time with their job? They don't want to look. And I just found like I want to go after the best people, the top people, and he needs it. Maybe doesn't even know it yet because he's where I was back in foreign exchange,
Sure.
living the life thinking it's never going to change. And I'm like, he's got to see this. 'Cause
Right.
If he sees this and gets it, he's going to be great in this business. But a lot of them didn't get it. And I was shocked. I'm like, don't you understand? You're not going to be able to do what you're doing now forever. It's going to change. Whatever jobs they were in, they weren't going to be able to do it forever. And they don't want to realize that.
Yep.
And it's hard to understand that from someone who didn't go through it already. But we went through that. And
Yeah.
it was really hard for us. And when you talk to someone who they don't get it, you're like, I don't understand what's going on here. How is it possible that this guy, he's got to do this. He's got to do it. He needs it.
Yeah.
And
Right.
they just
The
wouldn't
people
get
who
it.
need it sometimes can't see it.
Yeah.
And the ones who, oh, I don't have any money. And I'm like, how long are you working for now? You're working for 20 years. You don't have $400
Right.
to invest in your own business, for
Right.
yourself. So you're doing something wrong, buddy.
Yeah.
You're doing something wrong. You got to change something.
So a lot of successful business people come into network marketing and they try to make network marketing fit what they did to be successful, whether it's a title company or a currency exchange or whatever. They try to make it, they try to
Their way.
overlay their stuff
Yeah.
on top of it.
it's
What was
disastrous.
well, talk about that.
Well, we came up with a good mantra. A lot of when we had the title company, a lot of our clients were attorneys. And, an attorney, is the smartest guy in the room. I have lots of attorney jokes, lots of attorney friends.
Yep.
And so how do you explain to Mr. Johnson, he's like 20 years older, that he should take a look at this? Because he's basically a real estate attorney, and I know he's hurting too. And he lives day to day. Even if he bills $400 an hour, he still has to find the clients. And he's an hourly worker. If he doesn't show up for 3 months, he has no practice.
Right.
And he's still got to pay his staff first, like we did. And so we came up with a line, Mr. Johnson, I know you own a couple of 4-family houses, and are you an entrepreneur or are you an attorney? Because I think you're an entrepreneur who happens to be an attorney. And that just put them at ease, like, I am an entrepreneur, or maybe he isn't, but he's complimented. I can look at other things. I can do other things. Doesn't mean you're not a good
You
attorney.
found a way to give him give permission.
Exactly.
So
Because he's worried about his client base, and what are you doing now? You peddling something?
So the similarities are you kind of used your experience of being open, finding yourself being open in network marketing.
Our own mental.
Plus your experience of working with people.
Correct.
To be able to say, okay, how do I figure out an approach
How do I get under
to
his
this?
skin?
How do I get him to open his mind?
And we
Multiple
saw that.
streams of income was another one. Multiple streams of income. I know you're doing great, but you'd be silly not to create multiple streams of income.
Especially when you're rolling, yeah.
And we would say you have this Rolodex, dating ourselves. You have this contact list.
Yes.
Why not cash in on it 3 or 4 more times?
Yeah.
And our story was always, we knew a lot of people. We had great credibility. They trusted us. And if we said we're doing something, been successful in the past, they were like, well, what are you doing? I want to see it. So we had an advantage that way of getting people
The
to
first
see
30 or
what we're
40
doing.
people did show up.
Yeah.
The people that we knew and trusted us. It was the next people you prospect that they didn't show up.
I want to hear what happened to you with this, because people who get involved in network marketing of influence, like yourselves, they typically get off to a really fast start. They kind of employ the people in their group. They're not employees, but they're the patent.
Yeah,
They're
still the boss in their
yes,
head. Yeah.
Yes. So they bring them in, and everybody's sitting there saying, okay, what do I do next, boss? Okay, where do I go next, boss? And then pretty soon you're starting to say, well, just drag him in front of me, I'll talk to him. Drag him in front of me, I'll talk to him. So building that initial team sometimes is pretty easy for an influential. But replicating themselves, creating duplication is a completely different animal.
Absolutely. We see it all the time.
Yeah, so with you, how long did it take for you to learn how to get past your influence and into duplication?
It was a while.
Yeah. Well, first of all, we had to learn it.
Yeah.
Our own, because we had a
Right.
little bit of experience here and there from network marketing, reading books. But we've seen that happen where, the big shot real estate agent puts in 30 people, signs up all 30 of his agents.
Yep.
It's the boss wants me to sign up, here's some money, and they do nothing.
Right.
Yeah, and we talk about that all the time. We bought in hook, line, and sinker. We got lucky. We had a couple of network marketing people in our business, been doing it for 30 years. Not much success, but they said, here's the mistakes I've seen. So we were all ears. We did not want to screw this
And we
up.
made our own mistakes.
Yeah, tell me about the mistakes.
Well, we would send out a mass email to 150 people, watch our video and call us later. And we're like, the
Why
phone's
is
not
it-
ringing. What
right,
happened?
right.
Meanwhile, no one even watched the video because it's an email.
Yeah.
It wasn't the personal relationship part that we really didn't get yet. And that was one of our biggest mistakes. And the other one was just talking too much. Just talking too much to people and trying to explain to them instead of letting them see
Right.
the presentation the way it
Learning
should
how
be
to
seen.
ask the right questions.
And a big breakthrough, I think, will help the audience too, is, as opposed to, hey, aren't you tired of that commute?
Yeah.
Aren't you tired? You know what happened to me, right? That's going to happen to you someday. You're going to get tapped on the shoulder someday.
Yeah.
And people are like, back off.
Yeah.
Don't tell me what's
Just-
going
just
on
'cause
in my
you're-
life.
Yeah, just because that happened. Yeah.
And we changed it to be more like, I got 3 kids, and I just got wind of how much college is going to cost, and I got to work on something. So I 50 grand a year times 3 kids. They're coming up. They're in their early teens. I got to do something. So here's what I'm doing. I'm doing something different, doing something new. I'd love for you to take a look at my new business plan. That's it. Not do you want to be a customer? Are you tired of the commute? You want to make extra money? Here's what I'm doing, and here's why I'm doing it. And I respect your opinion. Can you take a look? That's complimentary. It's hard to say
The problem
no.
people have is that they try to sell the business or their product,
The lifestyle, too soon.
lifestyle, or do you sell yourself?
Right.
And you got to sell yourself.
Right.
People want to help other people. If I'm friends with you for years and I ask you for something, you're not going to tell me no.
Right.
If I present it right. If I tell you you want to get involved in my business, make a lot of money, and retire in 5 years, you're like, easy, buddy.
Yeah,
Thanks.
right.
No thanks. And people didn't get that.
It's interesting, the aspect of relationship and the aspect of being willing to grow and building trust with other people. Sometimes when you share your pain with somebody, you build more of a relationship when they talk about how cool you are.
Sure.
You have all the answers and have everything figured out.
It's even more powerful when they think you're cooler than them, and then
you
you're opening up.
open up.
Yeah. He's saying he's got 3 kids. I got 4. Maybe
Yeah.
I should be doing something.
Right. So talk about, 1, 2, or 3 lessons that you've learned in, how long has it been now? How many years?
6, 7 years.
In 7 years. How long, give me 3 lessons each. 3 of the big wow ahas that had a major impact on you.
I think number 1, or the one that comes to mind first, is to get trained. We say, this isn't rocket science. You can take the smartest guy and stick him at McDonald's on a Friday night, and with no training, and he or she is going to fail. It's going to be a Harvard MBA, and it's going to be, how do I supersize? I don't know. You need a half hour over here, push some buttons. It's the same thing. Too many people see the presentation or go to a meeting, and they don't. What we tell people now is, don't tell anybody what you saw here. Get some training. Don't screw it up. That's one. And another one would be just practice. Practice. Call your sponsor.
So get training
call your
and
wife.
practice.
Call your husband. Call your best friend and say, listen, let me try again.
Practice
Hey, Eric.
with each other.
Yes, yeah, and fumble over your words 10 times with somebody that doesn't matter, as opposed to screwing up that, because too many people say, oh, these 5 guys would be great. If I could just get 2 of them.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, they all think you're nuts because you screwed it up. So
That's 2. What's the third one?
I'll give him
jump
one.
in because he'll take all 3, but I have nothing to say then.
Yeah. No, I mean, 3 each is fine, whatever.
All right, so I think people have to identify their why, and they don't do it properly.
Reasons for why they're doing it.
Why are you doing the business? Why are you getting involved? What is it going to change in your life that you don't have now? Is it about your family? Is it about you moving your mother closer? Whatever it might be, it has to be really strong. And people just think, I want to make more money. So how do I do this? And it's not, they'll quit. And number 2 would really be just having the commitment. Once you're in, you have to commit.
Yeah.
And if you're not committed to doing this, then you're wasting everyone's time because you're going to get the no's. We all got no's in the past. Some people can't handle no.
Right.
You get 3 no's in a row. They're like, oh my God, the turtle head goes in their shell and they're done. You never hear from
It
them.
was only a couple $100, so whatever.
Whatever, it's not a big
Right.
deal. They're not committed to doing it. So you have to really be committed. and you have to be focused. You have to
Wouldn't it be
laser
nice if the
focused.
price of entry was a little taller?
Yes,
Yes, I
we
wish
say
it was-
that all the time.
Because I wish it was 5,000 to get in.
Or 100?
Yeah.
Yeah, because if
we
you
talk
pay
about
that
that all the
much-
time. Like a Dunkin' Donuts could be $200,000, and if you told your spouse, "I have to go see Eric Worre in Vegas," so you better go.
Yeah.
You better go learn how to get that money back.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah, we always said that. I wish it was more money because people would take it serious, and they
Yeah.
don't. And you want to get trained? For $5,000, you're getting trained.
Yeah.
For $300 or whatever it might be, they're like, "Nah, I'm good. I'm going out with my sister this weekend."
Right.
And you don't see them again. So, and then they'll go out and
People
talk to
get
five
distracted
people.
by life. And, everybody in the world is trying to distract us.
Yeah.
Email and phone calls and social media and advertising and sports and politics. Everybody's trying to get our eyeballs
Yeah.
focused away from us and onto
Well, that's
them.
why, and we talked about this, that's why I think the future of network marketing is so strong. Because DVR, I was going to say tape,
Yeah.
DVR, most of any little TV I do watch, whether it's
Yeah.
sports or my one or two shows I might be following, or even the Olympics.
Yeah.
Right? I DVR'd all of it, and fast forward. Those commercials, those really expensive commercials, fast forward
Yep.
and try to time it just so.
Yep.
But I'll still talk to my buddy. I was in his wedding party. Like he calls me. He's got a problem. He's got a sick nephew. I'm there for him.
Yep.
That's why network marketing's future is even bigger because those marketing dollars are going to go back to where we started. For hundreds of thousands of years, people talking to people.
It was interesting. I went to Tony Robbins' Business Mastery event recently, and he gave a statistic, and it was 15 years ago. It took 4 exposures for a person to take an action. You see an ad 4 times, you see a billboard 4 times, whatever. 4 exposures. Today it's 16
Sure.
of that same message for a person to take an action. So because we're so inundated.
Life got so busy. Yeah.
Yeah. So why wouldn't the same thing be true with when we talk with our prospects?
Yep.
Don't
Yep.
expect them just to say yes in the first one. When it's 16, they got to see before they pull the trigger and buy that pair of
And
shoes.
the problem
or
is they
whatever
get
it happens to
in at some point. If they do get in, then they want to get rich in the first month.
be. Yeah.
Right?
So,
They
we
wanna-
got to set a proper expectation too,
you
don't
can't,
we?
you can't tell
If we're
someone
gonna
to get rich
professionalize.
quick or whatever, because people get in, they quit because they didn't make enough money fast enough.
Right.
They
We have to
understand
teach
it.
them how to think like
Exactly.
entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We're investing time.
How long
We're
would it take you to
investing
get your money back if you open your own business?
A real brick and mortar business.
Yeah.
A real
yeah.
business.
If ever.
Yeah.
Let me switch gears. I want to ask a question. I want each of you to think about your worst day in business in the last 5 years. The worst, just the absolute bottom. Because a lot of people, you made a lot of money. You guys are, together earning over $2 million a year, approaching 3, right? Something like that, something in that range. A year without any employees, without offices, without all this, inventory and infrastructure.
I don't even have an iPad anymore. It's
Yeah,
the phone.
all of this stuff, run from your phone, and people think that you just get in and just go straight to the top. That's what you do. Network marketing, it's magic beans. Just drop the magic beans into the ground, and it goes, go straight to the sky. You just climb the beanstalk, and it's not like that.
No, it's not.
And sometimes we talk about all the cool stuff, and nobody sees when it's lonely. Nobody sees when it's a bad day. So I'd like to hear each of you what your bad day was, the
Mine was a
worst
bad-
one,
a bad
and then what
trip.
you did about it.
Okay. I flew about 1,000 miles to a guy whose wife was a doctor, very influential in town. I didn't really know them. It was like one of my associates knew hot, and they couldn't get there. I was making good money already, so I said, I have the budget, I'll go. And I flew, and he said he'll have at least 30, 40 people in the room, in a beautiful house, in his basement, surround sound. Nobody. I wasn't so upset for me, I was just embarrassed for him too. And I'm like, whoa. And he was like, I'm really sorry. He was literally like, even his own wife, who said she would set it up, like had something to do. Whatever reason, they looked it up on the internet, they found out what it was just nothing. And I, you want to go out to eat? I said, no, it's good. I actually went out to dinner by myself. And I was like, wow, this is a real gut check. It's just, maybe I just got lucky early and this is the future. But it wasn't. But yeah, and that's a great story to tell.
And so what did you do about it?
I went back and told that story and said, listen,
So you used the bad
it happens
day
to even
build,
me.
to build
Yeah,
belief
it happens
in the
to me.
group.
It's going to happen to you. And, we're big believers in, whoever's got the biggest house on the block, whoever seems to be in the top 5-10% of their industry, whatever it is, mortgages, it doesn't matter. That's what you want. Because those are the people who tend to figure out a way. Those are the people who don't accept failure. And I compliment someone, say, listen, you've always been successful. But you want to be successful this business because of the low overhead and the lifestyle. So if you could pick something to be really good at, pick this one because the lifestyle is unmatched.
Yeah. How about you?
I think I have to go back to a personal experience. We were just starting in a new company, and it was pre-launch in our market. We weren't live yet. And it went on for about 6-7 months of pre-launch. And here we are with the title company digging a hole still and running out of money. And my wife went to me one day and said, you have 2 kids in college. Go get another job on Wall Street. Go do something and get a real job, because this is not working out. This is not working out for your family. And I was like devastated by that. I was like, well, but I knew it was going to work, because I knew we were building a great business. We just weren't getting paid yet because we didn't start. So that day was like devastating for me.
What'd you do about it?
Waited a couple of weeks, and then we started, and we got paid.
What did you just ask her? Hey,
I
give me
hang in.
a
So
couple
listen,
more weeks. By the time I get a
I
job,
actually
we're going to be
showed her-
launched anyway.
I showed her my back office with all the associates that we had ready to go when we launched the market.
Yep.
I said, all these people are going to go out there and get their customers, and we're going to start making some nice money. Trust me on this; it's going to work out.
Yeah.
And it did.
And it did.
And she believed me, so that's
Yeah, and she's glad she did.
yeah, she's very glad now.
So you wrote a book. Show me your book.
Oh.
I will never do network marketing. A story about I will never do network marketing. Joe Occhiogrosso. You just basically took your story and put it into.
Well, this is, and by the way, thank you for giving me a little blurb on there. I appreciate that.
My pleasure, my pleasure.
Yeah, well, actually, it's my second book. My first book was more of a personal, it was called The Power of Personal Equity. It's about networking. It's about building your brand. I was tiptoeing in network marketing, so I did not want to write a full-fledged network marketing book just yet. It's just, it's an indicator of my semi-belief at the time.
Sure, I get it.
It was more about networking and meeting people and being trustworthy and always showing up on time. And then I was like, I got to write a real network marketing book.
Right.
But you and a couple other people wrote like the real Bible, the how-to. And I said, no one's going to read another how-to.
Right.
So this is actually a story. It's a novel about guys, people's, different, takes on things based on true people, but a little bit name change, a little bit. And, the successful Harvard guy, the MBA, the lawyer, the ditch digger, the blue collar guy, and the whole ups and downs of the business, the bad days, the good days. And so my editor said, you have great stories. Why don't you make it a story for change, as opposed to write this down, write this down.
Right.
And it was great. It was a relief because I got to be creative.
Yeah.
And people come up to me and go, is this guy based on this guy?
Yeah,
Is this guy based on you?
Sure.
It's like, well, maybe. It's like all of a sudden I'm an artist. It's your interpretation.
Where can people get it copied?
Amazon.
Okay.
Or joeobook.com.
joeobook.com.
Yep.
Or amazon.com. And
Yep.
I will never do network marketing is the book. Listen, guys, I want to thank you for your contribution. And before you end here, I'd like you to look into that camera, each of you, and you know our audience.
Yes.
These people want success in network marketing like they need oxygen. They want it so bad. They're listening to this to hope to get a couple clues, get a couple ideas. I'm sure while they're watching this, they're thinking about some people that maybe they were nervous to talk to, and they go, gosh, if those guys these guys are doing it, maybe I deserve, maybe I come up with a way to be able to politely have that conversation with that prospect. Just look in the camera and give them a little piece of advice as we wrap up.
I'm a big believer in videos and tools. I'm a visual person. There's a video about our story, A Better Way. We've done that 6 months ago. This video, if you want to prove to somebody that, maybe he is a big shot professional and they don't think, they're above this, let them know that they're foolish not to at least take a look. At least take a look, and keep it about you and your mission, not about them being a fool for not looking. Keep it about you doing something, getting out of your comfort zone, and that'll resonate with them. They'll become a fan, And then I'll at least take a look, or if they don't think it's for them, that's great, but it'll be a cheerleader, customer, supporter, and we get people fun, it's not for me, but they'll send us somebody once a month. My brother-in-law, you gotta talk to him. You guys can help him. So just constantly talk to people, but become a network marketing professional and don't screw it up for the rest of us.
Advice for you, from
So
me.
I think this is a business of duplication, and if you're not doing the steps yourself to duplicate your business, you can't tell someone else you're bringing into business to do what you're not doing. So just duplicate the business over and over again and train people. And remember, the biggest step that we have, the hardest thing for people to do is to make that contact with someone and set up the appointment to see the business. What a lot of people do is they make the contact and they present the business verbally, which is not the way to really do this business, because that won't duplicate. And if they do decide they want to be in the business, bottom line is they're not going to know how to do it again. Like, they can't do what you just did, because you explained it better than anyone else in the world could explain it, which is great for you, but not good for the next person coming in, because then they think they have to do the same thing that you just did, as opposed to the presentation, whether it's a video or it's a slideshow, whatever. If you saw it that way and you taught someone else to do the same thing you just did, anyone can do that. You make it too difficult and no one wants to do it. So keep it simple, 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 and success is there. It's happening for a lot of people, and network marketing is the new industry for me, for Joe, for a lot of people out there. And we never believed in the past that it was possible, but we know now, after just 5-6 years, that it's life-changing.
Could you ever imagine yourself doing anything else?
No, I will never go do another job ever again.
But that's the next book. I will never do
I will never
another
work a real
job
job.
ever again. Hey, guys.
Eric, thank you so much.
Thanks for
Thank you.
coming.
Hey,
Thanks for
pleasure,
sharing.
pleasure.
It's such a great story.
Thank you.
Hope you got value from it, ladies and gentlemen. And our wish for you, first of all, is that you share this with anybody that you think would get value, like you talked about with video. Share, like, tag, comment, get it out there so other people can see it. And our other wish is that you decide to become a network marketing professional. If you're gonna do this, do it right. You decide to go pro, because it is a stone cold fact that we do have a better way. Now let's go tell the world. Everybody have an amazing day and an amazing week, and I'll see you next time. Take care, bye-bye.